Winston Churchill said, "We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us." Whereas, in order to protect Marysville's small-town charm, educating residents on community identity is an imperative task for our city. Now, therefore, I, Donald Berger, Mayor of the City of Marysville, Ohio, do hereby recognize May 20, 2024 as Historical Preservation Month, and I call upon citizens of Marysville to join their fellow citizens across Ohio and the United States to recognizing and participating in this special observance. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the great seal of the City of Marysville, Ohio, to be hereto affixed this 13th day of May 2024. Donald Berger, Mayor, City of Marysville. Do I hear a motion to add proclamation to the minutes?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
So this is the time when I'm going to ask residents to come to the podium, come up to the front, and I will call you one by one, and I'll just have everybody stand up here, and then I'll give you your certificate, and then I'll just briefly say a few words, and then you guys will be dismissed back to your seats. So, Larry, I don't really know you as much as I know the other residents. So I had some notes typed up, thankful by Judge Parrott. So in 1970, Larry and his father locating log structures in the area and moving them to property on Milford Avenue. 5 log buildings were restored, dating from 1820 to 1875. And I believe one of those log cabins is located within the Historical Society's home, which is right behind where the old Ridgewood Bank used to be. In later years, the oldest log cabin was donated to the Union County Historical Society, where it continues to be on display for public. That log building may be the oldest building within the City of Marysville. Chair of the committee to construct an addition onto the First United Presbyterian Church that perfectly blends within the original 1904 structure. Helped remove and preserve the bell from the AME Church, which originally was the 1840 bell from the early Union County Courthouse located on Public Square in Marysville, Ohio. So the original courthouse used to stand where Oakdale Hotel was, which is now the Bicentennial Building. He helped the restoration and paint the exhibit of the 1883 Zinc Eagle, which is now on display at the Union County Courthouse, and was originally one of 4 eagles that was decorated on the roof of the Union County Courthouse when it was first built. So on the peaks of the courthouse, there used to be eagles that used to be on display of each one, and I think they were found in the woods, right? Where Twiggs Nursery used to be, which is now behind where Scooters is located. So I appreciate all the work that you have done and to preserve as much as Marysville's history over your lifetime as what you have done. So thank you, Larry. So Linda and Steve Smith live in a gorgeous home on West 5th Street. Now what makes them unique is that probably, I would say, 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, if you would drove past their house, you'd probably think, why is it worth saving? Linda and Steve Smith are residents who took an old home and brought back its character and have preserved it in a way that has made it in the newspaper. They have also had it on the home and garden tour within Marysville, and they're just great leaders when it comes to taking an old home and bringing back its character. So I thank the both of you for your guys' work and everything that you've done to not only enhance the historical district, but also enhance your own property over your lifetime. So I thank you. Mark and Bonnie, I mean, there is so much to say about them. Not native to Marysville, Upper Arlington residents, bought one of the grandest homes in Marysville on West 5th Street, the Reuben Partridge home.
7th Street.
7th Street, sorry. It's a Reuben Partridge home. Anybody who doesn't know Reuben Partridge, he helped build, he created and built the covered bridges within Union County. So it's one of the most iconic homes during their time. They have actually listed the property on the National Registry of Historical Places, which, if I'm correct, you can correct me, Bob, but I think it's only there's only 2 structures that are actually on the National Registry of Historical Places, and they're a home, and so is Doc Henderson's, which is House of Spirits. So, another tribute to what outsiders can do.
But we're insiders now.
Yes.
We bought the house 7 years ago, so it's been 7 years.
It's been 7 years, and we're grateful for all of you guys have done. They also did work with the Avalon Theater in the beginning, and you guys are great supporters of the community and everything you guys do. So thank you so much. Julie Kramer, incredible. She has done so much for this community when it comes to historical preservation. One of the most talented people that I know. So one of the biggest things that she has done, other than serving throughout the community, volunteering and doing things, is that the next city council meeting should be talking about how she helped us as a city put our cemetery on the National Registry of Historical Places. So I don't know for sure, but I think the cemetery might be the largest intact publicly owned ground in the city of Marysville that's now on the National Registry of Historical Places. So, and what makes it unique is that the cemetery itself, there's not a lot in the United States on the National Registry. There's very little in Ohio. So for us to have a cemetery that's on the National Registry of Historical Places shows that there is so much history in this community, so much pride, and so much that we can learn from our history. So I thank you for all of this work that you have done, and look forward to what you can do in the future on behalf of the city of Marysville. So thank you very much. Bill Feenstra here, which everybody knows Bill. You won't get a word in edgewise. He even can out-talk me sometimes.
If possible.
No, I don't think so. So with Bill, he owns a beautiful American Foursquare on West 5th Street. Probably one of the most nicest American Foursquares in the community. Not only that, but he volunteers. He's put in hundreds of hours at Oakdale Cemetery. He helps throughout the community, volunteering and helping people when he can. He's always never a man of a few words, and we're grateful that you're in the community and doing what you do. And take a moment to appreciate his dahlias, because he has good dahlias. So, thank you. I also want to support Robert and Abby Anderton. I've known them for, so how we all met, just like many of you, I was that crazy young guy that all came up to your porches. But I really met them because they had just bought the home, I think it was in December, and they had to paint some areas on their house to get approved for their, to be able to purchase the home. And so they were out there having painters paint in December. And I ran up their driveway, and I talked to the painter. I said, "Who's the owner?" And they said, "Oh." So I met Robert. I said, "Do you know they're going to demolish these houses right across the street from you to build an O'Reilly's?" And that's kind of how our friendship got started. And they bought a home on East 5th Street. They have restored all the original windows. They restored, they have slowly started restoring their home. And it's gorgeous. For them being as young as they are, younger than me, to buy an old home, to be a stewardess of that property, they look at that house as a eternal home where hopefully they can stay for very, very long periods of time. They represent a young generation of leaders in our community who appreciate the historical district for what it is. Old homes that need to be preserved and maintained, and it doesn't take overnight, but it's a long relationship. And so I thank you both for everything that you guys have done to your home, and on behalf of the city of Marysville, I appreciate all the work you've done. So thank you very much. Last but not least, I just want to say these are just a handful of residents that go up and beyond to supporting preservation of their homes, and there are so many other residents in this community that I could have this room filled. There are so many great houses in the ward in the uptown area, and this is my way of not only supporting you, but every single person who's done their little acts of preserving a window or, painting their house and everything. We all are grateful for each and every resident who goes up and beyond than just, being somebody who takes care of old homes. So I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to all the residents who do their part to preserve old houses in town. And, residents like you are not only preserving property values in the uptown, but you're enhancing them. So thank you all very much.